Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a silicone mermaid tail for a Barbie. So I already started with this one. What I did is I tied her legs together with a rubber band. Then I actually put a condom over her legs, and that's what I'm going to be putting the silicone on. So I already started. I've been using this clear silicone. And I tinted it with this Pearl X powdered pigment. The color I'm using right now is the Aztec Gold. So I'm using a paintbrush. I put the silicone in this container along with the pigment powder. And I take a paintbrush and I basically just painting it on. And this is just the first step. This project might take a while. I made one before. I made a blue one. Putting it in a thick layer all over the tail. And the condom will actually allow us to take the tail off and put it on another doll once it's done. Now, the reason you want a thick layer is so that not only is the tail less likely to rip, but also so that it's not see-through. So I have gloves on because I learned the hard way when I made my first tail that it takes a really long time to get the silicone off your hands. I actually have multiple tubes of this silicone because I have a feeling we're going to be using a lot. And with some of the areas, like, I can put it like put it on in like a circular motion. And it just spreads it around more evenly. And I can go over that later and smooth it out if I want to. And now you can also add glitter to the tail for scales, which I will be doing later. There are a lot of different techniques that you can use, like if you want to make scales, you can paint them on. You can make them with the silicone, or you can use sequins. If you hear me sniffing a lot, it's because it's just allergy season for me. So I don't have COVID, at least not as far as I know. I don't have COVID. It's just allergies. When it starts to get cold, my nose starts to stuff up. This has been happening to me before the whole COVID thing was around, so it's nothing new. So let's so here's her tail so far. I think it's turning out pretty well. So this is how it looks so far. So so here she is so far. We're going to set her down and wait for her to dry a little bit. And while we're doing that, we can start working on her fluke. Although I think I'm going to need some more silicone for that. So the fumes are getting kind of strong. But I'm used to them, and they're not quite as strong as the fumes from the resin that I was working with late last night. So I can live with it. And then we add some more of the pigment. and we mix it up. Just like mixing paint. Only silicone is a bit thicker than paint. And now for the fluke, I take a plastic bag and I just paint the silicone right on. And so it's kind of hard to position the camera where you can see it. So what I do is I just paint a thick layer on the plastic bag. And I try to make it as even as I can. And I just paint it on. In a big area. And so later, once it's dry, it will peel right off. And then I can trim it into whatever shape I want with a pair of scissors. And so for this tail I'm making now, I'm actually getting inspiration from my mermaid tail, which was inspired by the H2O tails. And so that's what I'm recreating. Let me know if you want me to do like a YouTube series or something with these tails. Because these tails are real silicones, so they are 100% waterproof. And I can take them in water. Once they're dry, of course. I can't take them in water right now because it has not dried yet, but I will be able to. So what I'm doing now is I'm just evening it out and like adding some veins on the fin with a brush. And I'm just using regular paintbrush for this. You don't need any special tools. And so once it's dry, I will cut it into the shape that I want it. But until then, we're just going to let it sit. And now we can start working on her back side. So you can make like some extra fins the same way that we are making the flukes. So like you can add a dorsal fin if you want, or some pectoral fins. And you just attach them with more silicone. And as you can see with her backside, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of a little bit transparent. So that's what I'm trying to fix with this by putting on so many layers of silicone. And so this is actually the easy part. The hard part is going to be just the waiting. The hardest part about this project is just the waiting. So you're going to want to apply the silicone in a pretty thick layer. And so here's how her tail looks so far. The purpose of, really, you don't have to use a condom. You can use like a long balloon, which I think might actually work better. But I don't have one of those. So here's how it looks now. So now that we've got the silicone on, we can add the glitter. And I don't think I'm going to be adding glitter everywhere. I think I'll just add glitter to a few places. Just and you can put on as much or as little glitter as you want. You can also use your finger to like push it in a little bit to make sure it doesn't come off. So you guys, let me know in the comments if you want me to make a matching top. 'Cause I am actually not totally opposed to that. I mean, it is going to be a more challenging job, mostly because it's so small. So here's the tail so far. I think she's going to be a very pretty mermaid. And it's already starting to dry a bit where it's not coming off on my hands. I'm going to have to add a few more layers to the back side. And I think I might have to get another tube of the silicone for that because this one is just about empty. Okay, and so here is the other tail I made. And you can see I added more glitter to this one. And I also added glitter to the place where I connected the two pieces. And so this tail is a lot easier to put on than my silicone tail. So let's be thankful for that. But now that I've got more silicone, I can add that to the mixture here and mix some more silicone, and so I can fix her backside, and eventually I will join the two pieces. Although first we'll have to wait for this to cure completely. It's not completely cured yet, and then I can peel it off and then trim it and cut it into whatever shape I want. Then I will attach it right here to the tail with some more of this silicone. Now, with this one I used 2 tubes of this stuff, and so right now we're on 1 tube, and we're about to start using our second tube. It'll peel right off. So now all that's left to do is cut it and attach it. I'm going to have to go find some. So I actually find it easier to get a symmetrical tail if I fold the piece in half like this. And then I can cut it. So now that we've got the shape that we want, and we can trim it a little bit more. And now that we've got the shape that we want, it's time to attach it. Part we've all been waiting for. So just take a little bit of silicone and then I recommend waiting about an hour before pulling off the fin piece and cutting it, just to make sure that it is fully dried and cured. Okay, and so we're going to have to let it sit for a little while for it to cure to it. So I find it looks better after you attach it to apply glitter to the attachment points to kind of hide them. And you can put it on a new doll. Like with, you get a doll with this tail here. Her legs just slide right in. And now she's a mermaid. And just like that, she is a beautiful blue mermaid. And you can add like whatever you want to her tail. That's completely up to you. You can add as much glitter as you want. You can really, the way that you design your tail is entirely up to you. Okay, so now that that the tail has completely cured, we can take it off of the doll. And here is the finished tail.